A very good afternoon, students. Today we are going to read an interesting chapter, that is double bar graph from your chapter 16, data handling. Okay, so let us come and try to understand. We already read about bar graphs. Okay, in bar graph what we are doing, we are actually seeing the height of the bars, and from there we can understand what is the data that we are representing, it is to which level. Okay, now what happens exactly in double bar graph? In double bar graph, what happens? Two different sets of information you are showing in one graph. So in that way, what we can do, we can easily compare the two datas in one graph itself. In one graph itself, we can compare two sets of data. Now here is a best example to represent it. So we have here two students, one is Anil and another is Rahul. Okay, so these two students, they have got marks in three different subjects, that is math, science and English. Okay, these blue bars that you are seeing here, that is of Anil, and each of them have got their marks out of 80. Okay, now if you see the marks of Anil, in maths it is 60, in science it is 50, and in English he has got 70. Okay, it's very clear from the bar graph. Now similarly, Rahul has scored in maths, he has scored 75, science he has got 70, and English he has got 60. Now what is happening here is that we have to understand about what is the basic things, the comparison between these two sets of marks in the same subjects. What is the comparison of marks? It is difficult to identify from these two different graphs. But suppose if I mention the both of these in one graph itself, just I have done in the third graph below, you can see I have mentioned both the bars in same graph, so forming double set of double graphs, you can see here. So here I can easily compare who has got more in which subject. Like for example, in maths, if you see this one, Rahul has scored more than Anil. Okay, and in science you can see Anil has scored very less marks. Again, Rahul has got scored more. And in English, Rahul has got scored less than Anil. You can find very easily. So comparing the two individual graphs can be done very easily in a single double graph. I hope this thing is clear to everyone. Now let us look at the two questions which is given here, for which you have to make the double bar graph. You can see that in the first unit you have to draw a double bar graph to represent the comparison in finding out which fruits the boys and girls of Ashish class use the most. So here is the tabulated chart which is provided to you in the question itself. These are the names of the fruits: apple, mango, banana, guava, orange. Now how many boys liked apples, and how many girls liked apples? Then similarly for mangoes, banana, guava and oranges, you can find out the comparison in this tabulated chart. Now based on this tabulated chart, we have to draw a bar graph. Okay, so let us do this question. For this, first of all, we will take the graph paper here. On the graph paper, the first thing we have to write is the title of the bar graph. So the title of this bar graph is comparison to find out which fruit is mostly used by boys and girls. So first of all, we have to make the x-axis, y-axis and x-axis. And this is our x-axis. Now we will write, we will do the labelings in x and y. Now in order to label y-axis, first we have to see the data in the table. As you can see, the minimum is 1 and maximum is coming to 7. So you can write serially the numbers 1 to 7. You can write serially. So this is our origin O. From here I am making 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And here on x-axis we have to write down the names of the fruits. So you have to make the double bar graph. So what we do, we take the same 1 centimeter width for each bar. But since you have to make double bar graph, so you have to see the consecutive 2 bars you have to make, then leave a space of 1 centimeter, then consecutive 2 bars you make of 1 centimeter, 1 centimeter. So the first 2, after leaving 1 centimeter gap, we will start the first 2 centimeters we are using for which fruit? Apple, mango, banana, guava, orange. So apple, first is apple, then comes mango, then comes, leave 1 centimeter again, next is you have banana, then you have guava, and then you have x-axis should be, the length of x-axis should be more actually. Orange. Okay, so apple, mango, banana, guava, orange. So we have written the names of the fruits here. So we will label it accordingly. This is names of the fruits. Okay, and this side on the y-axis we are writing how many students they like number of boys and girls they like, na. So here we will on the we will mark as number of boys and girls, or we can also write number of students also we can mention here. Number of students also we can mention. There is one thing you do, write down number of students, that will be the best, because boys and girls both comes under students, right? Now what we will do, the next thing, we will start making the graph. So as first apple. Now apple you can see 6 for boys and 4 is for girls. 6 is boys and 4 is for girls. So we will make the bars accordingly. Now we can shade it differently. Suppose I have shaded the boys as this slanting lines like this. Then I can shade the girls in a different form, I can just shade it in this way. Okay, this is two ways in which how I am shading the graphs. Now we come to mango. Mango, you can see the numbers like 3 and 7. So we have marked here apple, mango, banana, guava, and now we are doing the last fruit, that is orange. Similar way. See, both the bars we are making of equal width. We are leaving also equal space also between two double bars, you can see. Now, but the thing is that the shading will be different because you see the first bar is representing your, the first bar is representing for boys and the second bar is representing girls. So accordingly you have to do different type of shading to represent the two graphs. Otherwise, many students, they also prefer to use colors here. Okay, you can show two different colors. If you have your pencil colors with you, you can use that also. Okay, now it's time to write do the scaling now. So for the scaling on y-axis, what we have done, we have taken 1 unit equal to 1 student. Okay, and the next is we have to do the this one. We have to write down the we have to show which bar is representing what. Okay, so first is we have got two types of bars. Okay, one we have shaded in this way, slanting lines, and another we have shaded it completely in this way. Okay, so this first one is for boys and the second one is for girls. This also you have to mention in the all in the right side corner. You have to mention both the bars scaling in this way. So this is how we have completed this double bar graph. Now let us do a similar one more graph. The question is, draw a double bar graph to compare the favorite subject of boys and girls in a class for the given data. Okay, so the title of the graph will be favorite subject of subjects of students, favorite subjects of students in a class, favorite subjects of boys and girls in a class. Otherwise you write favorite subjects of boys and girls in a class. Okay, this is the title of our bar graph. Now let us draw the two axes again. So we have 4 different subjects which we are using here. So we are leaving the first one. So we have maths, then you have science again here, math, science, English, Hindi. Okay, so we have got 4 subjects here. Now based on this 4 subjects, what we will do, we have to make the double bar graph. So here also we will write the label name of subjects, or you only write subjects, that is also okay. Now we come to y-axis. On y-axis, the first of all we have to see what are the numbers here. The minimum number is 4 and the 3 and the maximum is 11 out of this data, as you can see. So we can go by like 2 increase we can go. Okay, and every middle number will be considered as one odd number. Okay, so we will go like this. We have here 0. Okay, then it will be 2, then 4, then 6, then we have 8, then we have 10, 12, like this you can go. Okay, Or else if you feel that the length of the bar is very short, then if you have got more space to do, then one thing you can do, you can take individual numbers also in the scaling. Individual numbers means you can write 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. Okay, so we have here up till our minimum is what? Our minimum is 3 and maximum is 11. So accordingly we have got lot of space, so we can easily do it. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13. In this way it will go. So this is our y-axis. Here this side it is subjects, and this side you will write number of students. So here we have labeled y-axis very clearly. Now the time is to draw the bar graph. Now for this, first of all we have to know the scores of each. So in the first one, that is maths, we can see that boys it is 8 and girls it is 3. So accordingly we have to do boys it is 8 and girls it is 3. This is our 8. The first one we keep it for boys, okay, as we have mentioned in the table data, and the girls it is 3. Okay, and we have to do shading like we were doing previously. Now we will do the slanting lines for the first bar. Similarly, I am only using my pencil, I am not using any colors. Okay, and this one is for girls. You can see how I am doing the shading. The two different shadings should be very clear. Okay, see, similarly we will do 3 more bars. Okay, so we have made already the bars, you can see very easily, math, science, English and Hindi. Okay, now the time is for scaling. So we have used for y-axis, what we have used, 1 unit is equal to 1 student. Okay, and next is we have to find the key of this bar. We have what we have done, we have used the slanting lines we have used for boys, and the next one where the full coverage of bar is done, so that is for girls. So these two different type of shadings we have used for boys and girls here in this, used in the graph.